Stupidity. D&D can reach such high levels of stupidity, and I love it. This was after the town incident and the goblin incident, and by this point Dr. Data had run us through a full campaign, which we had recently finished at the time. We were going on a camping trip soon, so he made a one-shot for us to try. It took more sessions than that. We later ended up calling it the Underdork Campaign, and we made new characters for it. Data Rot played a half-elf ranger named Tanithil Darksbane, Dark Templar played a drow rogue named Vulpecula, and I played a silver dragonborn paladin named Arjan Eldenford. So our characters didn't know each other at the time, but they all happened to be in the small village of Hollowville when a dome of magical energy enclosed the village. Then, everyone heard a voice in their heads. "People of Hollowville, my name is Naznarath. I will only release you when you bring me the magical staff of fire, which lies at the end of the dungeon in your town well." So naturally, the town held a meeting. Also naturally, they decided to send the 3 random travelers in together. The village didn't have many fighters except for an elf wizard named Fizzle, but he was 957 years old and was unable to help much. So we went down into the well. So, what are you two doing here anyways? I was just getting some supplies for my tribe. Why, I'm here on a sacred quest. To smite evil! We started making our way through the tunnels, with stalagmites and stalactites on either side. When heading down a rather straight tunnel, we found a wooden door. Looking inside, we found a room furnished with some chairs, tables, and playing cards. Then we heard footsteps from outside in the hall, as well as some voices. Vulpecula, who didn't enter the room, hid behind some of the stalagmites. Tanithil hid behind the door, and Arjan jumped behind a chair. 2 kobolds entered the room. "Finally, time for a break. Do you want to play some cards?" "Oh, sure. Let me grab a chair." He comes over and takes a chair, revealing Arjan. "Huh? Who are you?" Why, I'm Arjan Eldenford." "What are you doing here? I don't recognize you."
"Oh, he must be a prisoner. We've never had a prisoner before."
What? No, I work here." "Really? I don't recall the boss hiring any dragonborns. Follow us." Of course." We turn to leave, and the kobolds spot Tanithil.
Who's he?"
"Another employee, of course." So the kobolds led us through a tunnel and to a large stone door. Inside were several dozen kobolds, and a red dragon on a pile of gold. "Hey, Rexton, we found these 2 in the halls, and they claim to work here." Cool, dude. They're here for a job?" Yes, I suppose for a little bit." Suddenly, the ground shakes as we hear an explosion. "Oh yeah, dude. Could you go check out what's making those loud noises? It's been happening for a while." "Why, of course." So we leave and keep going down the caves. Eventually, we reach a waterfall and make our way down some steep stairs to the 2nd level of the dungeon. We explore for a bit and soon come across a very strange room of sorts. In the room, we saw a lich, although the lich looked rather strange.
"Oh, why, hello there. My name is Dr. Lich, and this is my assistant, Toothy." Blah, blah.
Hello. What might you be doing here?
"Why, this is my lab. I am working on building a rocket, you see. You know, all the other liches these days want to conquer the world and such. But where's the fun in that? And so much competition, yikes. No, I shall be the first lich to conquer the moon. Well, once that annoying energy field goes away. Oh, since you're here, can I ask you a favor?"
Well,
"Perfect! One of my oil pipes has been clogged. Can you find out why and fix it? Thank you."
Here's the key to the room. I'll reward you fairly if you fix it." So we went to the room Dr. Lich referred to and found that the pipe was clogged by a gelatinous cube. Smite evil? So we fought it and then returned it to Dr. Lich. He thanked us and rewarded us with a folding boat. Basically, you say a command word to make it go from pocket size to the size of canoe and vice versa. He also said he'll make us a knife of alertness if we bring him a woodland gem and a scroll of alarm, and an elevator rod if we bring him a scroll of Tensor's floating disc and a staff of verticality. Then we go and continue exploring. We soon end up finding a room with 2 chests in it. Yep, we all know what this is. Surely enough, one was a mimic, but the other had 300 GP. We found a Zorn, this, and gave him some gems, so he told us of a secret passage. We find it and enter a secret room with another 2 chests. guarded by a flying sword and an animated armor. And we nearly died. You see, they both had high AC, and we were still injured from fighting the Mimic, I believe, but we managed to pull through. And hey, the chests contained the scrolls we needed. Next, we found an old crypt inhabited by a Nothic named Nazazal. He said he'd give us a cloak of stealth if we could bring him a crystal orb from the Beholder Lair further in the dungeon. We agree, and he gives us a map to the Beholder Lair, as well as a compass that will lead us through it and beep if the Beholder is nearby. We would want to avoid the Beholder because they are Challenge 13. We sail to the next level of the dungeon and come upon a blacksmith shop run by a dwarf named Rox. Something in particular in the shop catches Arjan's eye, an axe of bellowing which makes the wielder's voice 3 times louder. Can I test it? Go ahead. I'll take it. Oh no. We leave the shop and go out of our way to explore side passage. At the end, we find a chamber with a single chest on a pedestal, light shining from it, but it was guarded by 2 spined devils.
Hey, who are you?
Why, I'm Arjan Eldenford.
Well, I'm Yuxus, and this is Yuxus. We're guarding this holy celestial object, and nobody can use it.
Well, that sounds awfully boring.
It is, and we've been waiting for it to spontaneously destroy itself for 1,000 years. Hey, what's that fancy axe you got there?
This axe makes me really loud. Do you want to hear?
Sure.
Okay,
stop. That is loud. Wait, why did it stop glowing? It's gone. That must mean it must have spontaneously destroyed itself. Whoa!
Ha-ha! The item in the chest was a healing item that Dr. Data called the Stone of Sages. Yes, perhaps a reference to a particular RPG something. Soon, when going down an innocent-seeming passageway...
Ah yes, finally! I have gotten myself a team!
What now?
I am Swapbeep. I've, been trying to get a Pokemon team to finally beat that jerkface Squawkbeep.
Pokemon?
Oh yes, some game from the future Dr. Lich gave us. Now everyone's obsessed with it. So, I'd like you to beat Squawkbeep's team for me in the arena, if you wouldn't mind.
I do mind.
Oh, right, forgot to mention you don't have a choice in the matter. Silly of me to ask then. I'll let you go if you win.
So Squawkbeep takes our party into a mind flayer colony, and we wait for a time. Then... Everyone, do we have a show for you today? Our first team, we have Swapbeep. And on the other side, our returning champion, Squawkbeep. Let the battle begin. Might Evil! So we fight, and we win, to the shock of the crowd. Swapbeep then lets us go out of the colony and gives us a woodland gem as a token of appreciation. Soon, during a long rest, Arjan had a dream. Arjan, you must go to the mushroom forest further in this cave and obtain the sword Evilus Smitius. Ha-ha! That's not... And he's already gone. Come, fellows, I have a sacred quest! Once at the 4th level of the dungeon, Arjan and the party do a trial to obtain the sword. We get it, and it allows him to add his charismas to smite damage and the ability to reroll ones on smite damage. Mediocre, I know, but that doesn't matter because Arjan thought it was cool. We find the Beholder Lair and manage to sneak through without any incidences, and we soon get to a treasure room. Inside, guarding the room, was a spectator.
Who are you?
I'm Arjan. Why are you here?
Why, I was told by the boss to guard this room.
What about the stuff in the room?
That doesn't matter. I was told to guard the room. Do whatever you want with the stuff as long as you don't harm this room.
So we take the treasure, which consists of a crystal ball, a bag filled with something, and a staff of verticality. We get out and return to Dr. Lich to get the Knife of Alertness and the elevator rod. We then give Nazazal back his things along with a crystal orb to get a Cloak of Stealth. We go back down and find the end of the dungeon, where a waterfall drops 1,000 feet into the chamber below. Luckily, we had our elevator rod. At the bottom is a small island in the middle of a massive underground lake. We enter a chamber and find what we were looking for, the Staff of Fire. We beat the shield guardian that was guarding it, and then made our way back to the surface. Yes, we told Rexden what the explosions were first, which was apparently caused by Dr. Lich. When we arrived at the surface, the evil wizard Naznarath teleported right into the middle of town. Wahahaha! About time, fools! Now give me the staff! Excuse me, Sir Nazarath. What is it, old man? Why, you seem like quite a talented young wizard yourself, don't you? Why, of course. Then I'm sure you've heard of a spell called Glyph of Warding. Yes, you can pre-prepare a spell in it that will activate once triggered. A spell such as a portal to the elemental plane of fire, for example. How'd you know where he'd appear? I just assumed he'd show up in the exact center of town. I've had everyone avoiding that spot all day. Now... Farewell, everyone! We are off to conquer the moon! Good for him. It's ours! And with that, our quest was concluded, the village saved, and our party members went their separate ways. Although sometime later, the Staff of Fire, which was being kept in the mayor's house, mysteriously disappeared. What happened to it? I know, but you don't. Actually, we do. Well, I wasn't referring to you guys. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for one in Grumish's left eye.